I'm sorry, I didn't
I'll
get.
have all the time. I'll have all the time in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just leaving on vacation, so I need to get everything done by Friday. So.
Yeah, I just won't be able to go into the bank till the 2nd.
Okay.
Quarantine.
It's 6:30. We'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. First item.
Brown,
Here.
Cox. Did he stay here? I'm sorry, I'm getting bits and pieces. Okay, Davis,
Here.
Gerke,
Here.
okay, Graves, and Nail.
We will take time to do the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll take a moment of silence if we care to. I would take a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those same. Everyone's got a copy of the previous meeting's minutes. Are there any additions or corrections? If not, they'll stand approved as presented. We had no visitors tonight. There was no public comment sent in. So we'll move on to the officer's report, chief's report. You have anything for us, Eric?
No, I don't have a written report or anything. I just wanted to mention some newsworthy stuff. I had been asked by several people if we were requested to go to the Amtrak incident up in Minden. The regional coordinators for that area did contact us. We did, in fact, go on standby for it, but thankfully we didn't have to shift any units up there. They were able to mitigate that situation with the area EMS and rescue services up there to get it straightened out. So everybody did a great job up there, and we had the resources should we need it. So it was a positive outcome. Last week we went out and did the inspection on our new unit. It'll be, I believe it's in Columbia already. Looked really great. They were actually taking it to a trade show as a sample unit on the way here. So they did a really nice job getting it prepared for us to inspect. It was an easy inspection and everything's looking good on it, but that's all I have, sir.
Any questions for Eric? If not, we'll move on to the CFO report.
Good evening. So before I start my report, just to let you guys know, we got the claim review back from PWW last week. With that claim review, we get a 1-hour phone call to go over the claim review. I just wanted to check with the board to see if you guys wanted to be involved in that, or you guys just want me to send you the claim review to read.
Just having a copy of it.
Okay. Okay, so we'll get that
Jamie,
scheduled.
what was your question one more time? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
So the PWW claim review is completed along with the written report. We also have an hour phone call to go over their findings. I just asked if the board wanted to be included in that or if they just wanted the report.
If you want to schedule that for when you would normally schedule it, but then invite me,
Sure.
because I would like to hear it.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
And I'll just email you, Steve. It'll be after I get back from vacation. So probably that
Okay.
second week in July. We'll
Okay.
see if we can't figure out a time then, okay?
All right.
Okay, my report starts on page 5 with the sales tax receipts. For June, it was $361,791.03, which was down from last year about 38,000, almost 10% down. But last year in June was our highest sales tax we've ever had in the history of the district. So last year's probably was an outlier there. Overall, for the year to date, we're only up 43,000 over last year for sales tax, which is about 2.5%. So I can't tell now if it's timing or if people are keeping their money, holding on to it a little bit tighter. So that was sales tax receipts. Any questions on that? Budget performance is on page 6. For the year to date, you can see there the total operating revenue, we're still well above budget for year to date. Even if you take out our provider relief fund, we're still well above budget. We're at 112% of budget if you take out the provider relief fund. I highlighted a couple categories there that are over budget year to date, just slightly. The only one that's a little bit more than slight is the repairs and maintenance. And the board has approved a couple of things that are in there that we haven't adjusted the budget for, like the gutters. So those are those. Total expenses are still under budget for year to date, so that looks good. Any questions on the year to date budget performance?
Was the replacement air conditioning already included in this number here, or is that yet to come?
Nope, that didn't happen till June. This just goes till May.
Okay, thank you.
I was gonna look, I don't think I've seen an invoice for that.
That's kind of pushes farther.
So that was, yeah, I have not seen an invoice for that. So
Correct?
I'm sorry.
Will be entered in this line in the budget, correct?
Correct.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, it'll be on the education building. Page 7 is the budget performance year to date versus the annual budget. So we should be about 41.67%. Again, total operating revenue, we're still above budget. And even without the provider relief fund, we're still above budget there. You can see under ambulance operations, ambulance and vehicle fuel, just slightly over budget at the end of May. I think that's going to go over budget at this point, unless something drastic happens with fuel prices. Ambulance and vehicle maintenance, that is just slightly over budget too. So page 8, I just highlighted insurance. We're still under budget as far as health insurance for employees. We're still under budget on that. Total payroll expenses are just slightly over budget, less than 1%. I think that will probably resolve itself going forward. Any questions on any of that before we move on? Okay, page 9, information technology, again, just slightly over budget. That all is pretty much in the software as a service. So some of that probably went up a little bit more than we budgeted, and it might just be a timing thing as well. Total repairs and maintenance, just like we talked about, the main building, we had those gutters. Highway TT, we've had additional snow removal and I think we had the sewer pumped too that we weren't expecting. So we've had some higher repairs on that. The other big thing too was snow removal on both Highway TT and the main building. That was higher this year. Still the same on the training material is over budget. And the only other thing, utilities, is the gas, which again has increased dramatically over last year. Any questions on any of that? Page 11 is just the capital expenses. Oh, there's a typo there. It says 430, but that was as of 5/31. What we had spent year to date on capital. Page 12 is the balance sheet as of May 31st. You can see overall the change there in our total current assets, which is basically our cash and CDs, was 721,000 year over year. Any questions on the balance sheet? It continues just a little bit on page 13. Okay, page 14 is our profit and loss previous year comparison. Again, you can see our revenue is up over last year. Part of that was sales tax revenues, but our service fees were also increased over year, as well as that Windsor payment was increased this year as well. Expenses are up. The majority of that is employee expenses, which is our payroll. And some of that's the capital, which is just a timing thing. Any questions on the profit and loss previous year comparison? Okay, page 15, bank balances as of last Thursday versus the last second meeting in May, so about a month ago, just slightly about $7,400 over last year. And then you can see there the change from the certificates of deposit to the treasury notes that are at LPL investment. And then year over year, you can also see that increase in cash of total current assets, about 640,000. Any questions on any of that?
Yeah. 14. Fines and penalties recoupment. It's $0 of recoupment in January through May of 21.
Correct.
Is that a timing issue, or is that just a really great year for not having?
That's not a normal thing we would have anytime. So that what we have this year is out of the ordinary.
We fine, or what penalties did we recoup?
The OIG penalties we paid, we recouped those.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? Back to page 16. That is the cash reserve analysis, pretty close to what it was last month. Months in cash reserve is 6.43. If you look just at our general checking, we've got about 5.3 months in cash available. Pages 17 through 21 is the check register. I just wanted to point out just a couple of transactions on page 19. You can see that one that starts with the number JLL. That was the debit memo for the investment in the treasury notes. The first one, the 350,000. And then the last transaction on page 21 is the next transaction we did, which was the 245,000. So the last one there, the yield is actually going to be higher than expected. And the reason it was 247,000 is because we had to pay the interest up until 6/30, and then we're going to get about $2,000 back at the end of the month. So that'll bring it back to the 245. There's a lot of transactions there. Anybody have any questions on any of those transactions? Pages 22 through it's like 28 are the billing report for May from EMS MC. Any questions on that? Okay. Not, then I think the last few pages of your packet there, pages 29 through 31, excuse me, are the bills. The summary there, I just wanted to point out that Essential Network Technologies, that is payment for the equipment for the new key fob system for headquarters and the education building. So that's just a portion of that you guys had approved in the budget. And then I also do have the new ambulance in here. We'll actually do a physical check for that ambulance. And I will need some signatures from a couple people whenever that's ready. You said it's already in Columbia, Eric?
Yes, it'll be up there, I would imagine. I would say at least a couple weeks for graphics, the last final touches on it. So I don't have a hard date yet.
Okay, all right. Well, but we will print a physical check for that instead of do that through bill.com. So I just wanted to point that out. Any
Our
other
salesman,
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna point out our salesman from ARV will actually be down here at the lake with us tomorrow, so I can get some update from him.
Okay. Any questions on any other bills or anything else on here?
The McCarthy, Leonard, and Camberer, there's notation in the memo. What was that for?
Oh, there's not? Oh, let me find it. Oh, there's not. So that was for, let me just bring it up real quick. That was a question about the prayer at board meetings. And I can't remember what else was on there. Pull it up real quick and I'll tell you. Legal review and analysis, preparation of letter regarding proposed policy. That was regarding our, I think that was FMLA policy. And then it says research and analysis, religious freedom and emergency services, whether prayer can be held in ambulance department, and then ability for political subdivision to have prayer at board meeting. Lemon test applicability for ambulance districts. That's what all of that was.
So John Hale's question cost the taxpayers $981.
Well, that's not broken out between what is policy and what was the prayer question. So I can't tell you for sure how much was the policy and how much was the prayer question.
Selected legal review then. Okay, thank you.
If there's no other questions, that is the end of my report.
Are there any other questions for Jane? If not, take a vote to receive the CFO report. Don't approve the CFO report till after the actual audit. That we have.
Things like draft and final.
I'll make that motion. Do we have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. I would take a motion to approve payment of outstanding bills.
Sure. Mr. Davis, did you answer on the vote?
I did. I didn't get my mute off quick enough. It was yes.
I'll make a motion. To pay bills. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor of payment of the bills, say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Since we had no unfinished business or new business on the agenda, are there any announcements? If not, I would take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.